Hello, welcome back to another video with the chugging Astro. I bought this van for $500. I was crazy. Well, anyways, I'm converting this van to camper van and I have been having a lot of fun doing this. Today, we are going to tackle this rusty roof. It looks pretty bad. Hey, so I've been getting pretty backed up on editing videos, mainly because there's a lot of things going on in my life right now. We're moving soon to Austin, Texas, and we got engaged. Tara and I did. Not me and AutoMotivate. Oh, stop it. Shh. It's been about time. Well over 6 years we have been dating. So, yeah. And stay till the very end because I talk about some pretty important stuff about the recap of this video. So, stay tuned. But the van's roof needs to be painted. So, let's go ahead and get to work. So one of the first things I grabbed was a Maxman. Yes, a Maxman wire brush. I basically took off the first coat of the entire roof. As you can see, it comes off pretty easy. Rip these suckers off. Who needs that? I started to tackle all the rust as well. And for your sanity, I think you kind of get the gist. I'm just gonna fast forward the whole thing. Yeah, look how satisfying that looks. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of the roof and be right back. This is after I wire brushed the entire roof. So took off all the surface rust and all the loose paint. And now it's time to Kool the roof. If you don't know what Kool is, it basically converts all the rust into paintable primed metal. And then once you apply the Kool, you need to let it set for 24 hours. But before I apply the Kool, I am going to degrease the entire roof with some crud cutter. Yeah. All that crud's getting picked up pretty easily, as you can see. I just kind of scrubbed the entire roof. So I used about 10 to 15 rags and I swapped them out as they got pretty nappy. No, like snappy rags. I think you get the gist. I'm gonna do the whole roof. It's been turning brown. Not sure why. Probably some sort of chemical reaction, but it's still cleaning up pretty good. Like that's dry and clean. I'm just gonna continue on. Let's go apply the Kool now. Kool for all your rusty needs. So this is me applying the Kool, basically the primer, and it's going to convert all this rust into metal. And you can see how that line is turning black. That is the goal. As it turns black, you know it's doing it correctly and the rust is being converted. If it doesn't turn black, either it's contaminated and you need to clean it real quick. Okay, so the whole roof is Kool. Hopefully that will get the job done or do what I'm expecting it to do. So it's now the next day and this turned out fantastic. It's all hard and that's all that matters. And all this rust is converted. And now let's paint the roof white. What are you even saying, Chris? No one cares. This elastomeric paint is basically made for RVs, but a lot of people in the van community use this on their roofs. I've seen many Astro vans. Literally, I've seen probably 3 within the past 4 months with white roofs. I'm going to do a test spot with this Kool elastomeric paint. It's a white paint. It protects against heat and UV rays, and that's what I want in a camper. So, yeah. And links to all the products down below if you're interested. So now I'm gonna let that dry and come back in 24 hours and see how it adheres to the primer. It's the next day. And our test spot did fantastic. It is super sticky. This is not coming off. And it feels fantastic. Let's go ahead and coat the entire roof. So I just continue to paint it all on top of the roof. The first coat is going to be pretty thick, So I ultimately used half the can on just the first coat. So the first coat is done, and I think it looks pretty good. Obviously, it's the first coat, and underneath there's a whole bunch of black lines, so you're gonna see them because it's the first coat, and this is white paint. Tried my best not to make a mess on this gasket here. I should have just taped it off, but I didn't, and I made a mess right there. I'll be back tomorrow to do the second coat. It's the next day again, and this is what it looks like so far. As you can see, there's like blotchiness all throughout the roof. So I guess I'm going to apply the second coat. Yeah, I mean, I can't go backwards now. I can only go forward, and hopefully it'll take care of all this blotchiness. So I'm going to go ahead and put on that second coat, and I'll be back. And just like that, it's the second coat, which looks pretty good. However, I think the blotchiness was just because it wasn't dry all the way, and it dries over time. So here it is after 2.5 coats basically. And as you can see, all the blotchiness is kind of gone, and it looks pretty decent, and you don't see all the hard black lines as you did previously. You still see them, but it's not nearly as bad. So as you can see, the outcome did not come out as planned. It came out okay. I'm satisfied with it, but I would have done so many things different if I knew it would have turned out this way. Still happy with it, but could have been 1,000 times better. The paint was just too sticky. Things stick to the roof pretty easily, and it's not the easiest to clean. And some rust spots is coming up just here and there. It's not too bad, but I probably could have applied more Kool, like a second coat. So just something to think about if you're doing it to your own van. So 2 coats of Kool is probably ideal. And I've seen quite a few people using Kool to coat the roof of their van. Obviously it does okay, right? But I've seen another video where a fellow used, what's it called? White Flex Seal on the roof of their RV. It looked pretty good, and it was easy to clean. He just basically sprayed off the water and it cleaned up, and it cleaned right up. And if you would have done this project a little bit different, let me know in the comment section down below. But I'm still pretty happy with the results. It looks good from afar, and that's all that matters in my opinion. Yeah, in my opinion. I don't know what y'all think, but I definitely wouldn't mind to hear some critiques and your own opinions. I'm always open to critiques. That's how you learn, that's how you get better. So in the next video, I think we're insulating the van, so stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.